All right, team, very quickly on the mobile before I jump in, we're going to be taking you through in this video what is a pattern interrupt, how to use them, how to spot them, and how to effectively use them in cold email and your marketing efforts. So I'm just going to jump into my computer. We're going to dive in, take a quick look. And yeah, if you like the video, if you like the content that I'm producing, hit a like, hit a subscribe, and let me know in the comments and we can produce some more of this for you. All right, cool. So as I mentioned, we're jumping into the science behind pattern interrupts and how it can actually be applied to cold email. Just gonna make my face a little bit smaller because I think I'm a bit too big there. Perfect. Okay, so what is a pattern interrupt? So a pattern interrupt is a technique that was pioneered by neurolinguistic programming, which recognizes patterns, disrupts them, and then guides someone to a desired path. Basically, psychologists use pattern interrupts as a way to break unhealthy habits in humans. You know, for example, smoking or addictions or anything that's sort of a negative habit in humans. Psychologists and therapists will use pattern interrupts to break that habit and then guide them to a desired path, which would be stop smoking or stop your addiction or something along those lines. You know, for example, when you hit your light switch in your room right now, you expect the lights to turn on and off. A pattern interrupt in this scenario would be hitting your light switch and getting electrocuted. You're not expecting that at all, and it's definitely going to break the pattern. Your mind is going to be like, what the hell's going on? And you're consciously thinking about turning on the light. Now, another example as well, you're addicted to smoking, but every time you pick up a cigarette, someone kicks you in the balls. Again, it's a pattern interrupt that's breaking an unhealthy habit. That's an example of it breaking an unhealthy habit. But pattern interrupts can be often used and are often used within sales and marketing, and it can absolutely be applied to cold email. So human brains really are wired on patterns, and we're unconsciously experiencing thousands of thoughts on a daily basis because the energy required to consciously acknowledge every stimulus in our surroundings would drain us, would be exhausted. So think, for example, look around you right now in the room. There's probably 100 different things that could be stimulating you, from the light that's right in front of you to the desk, the feeling, the texture, the thoughts that are running through your brain, the sky outside, the windows, the clothes, whatever's going on around you. There's 100,000 different things that your brain needs to process. So to save power and to save energy in the human mind, we've consciously learned to just have things in the background as a pattern. If something is recognized as a pattern, then we don't react to it. So the point of a pattern interrupt is to break that pattern and get someone to consciously acknowledge what's in front of them. So, you know, as I mentioned there, take a look around you and you can use this as a little exercise for yourselves. So, however, our brain has also evolved to recognize certain stimuli as worthy of breaking the pattern and paying attention to as an evolutionary survival mechanism. If you're an ancient caveman or an early human being and you're walking through the jungle or the plains or wherever you are and a snake pops out, you need to learn very quickly to recognize that as a negative thing and as a pattern interrupt and be able to react to it so that you can put your focus and put your energy on avoiding getting bit by the snake. Because if you get bit by the snake, you're dead. So human beings learned very quickly to recognize these pattern interrupts and recognize dangerous things as a way of surviving and as a way of evolving. And that's one of the reasons that we're so successful as a species. So pattern interrupts in sales and marketing, as I mentioned, you know, pattern interrupts are not a new technique in sales. They've been used effectively for years and years as a way to get and control attention of a prospect. Humans recognize sales and marketing as a pattern. Just think about how many adverts that you have seen your entire life. Even this year, you've probably seen hundreds of thousands of adverts, whether on TV, billboards, buses, in public, on your mobile phone, on your computer, before every single YouTube video you watch, unless you have YouTube Premium. You know, they're all over the place. And how many do you actually consciously remember? Maybe one or two on a lifetime basis. For example, one of the ones that really sticks in my head isn't a perfect example of pattern interrupt, is the Cadbury's advert from 2006-2007, which basically was a gorilla playing Phil Collins in the Air Tonight. If anyone remembers that, based in the UK, you've probably seen that advert. It's a really fantastic advert and it really stuck in my mind. Maybe because it was just a cool advert, but it's also a fantastic pattern interrupt. It's a gorilla playing Phil Collins in the Air Tonight. It's completely out of the ordinary. If you're just subconsciously watching TV, if that pops up, you're instantly going to be like, wait, what's going on here? And at no point do they show chocolate, do they try and sell chocolate in it, but when you think of Cadbury's, you think of that advert. And when you think of that advert, you think of Cadbury's. So it is a fantastic example of a pattern interrupt, breaking the pattern and using it as a way to guide someone to the desired path of buying their chocolate bar. So pattern interrupts in cold email. Now, people receive hundreds, if not thousands, of emails every single day. Receiving emails is part of a pattern. Think for yourself. Think of how many emails you receive that you don't consciously register. That's why so many people struggle with cold email and their cold outreach in general, because they create they create messaging with the idea that everyone is going to read it. But honestly, I'll give you a hint, they won't. 99% of people do not read your cold outreach or your messaging. So you need to create outreach which breaks the pattern. So unless you're a new revolutionary service and you're hitting a blue ocean niche, which I imagine 99% of you guys that are watching this aren't doing so, you're probably targeting saturated niches with lots and lots of competition, which is a good thing because it's a proven concept, but you need to find a way of breaking the pattern so that your emails get read and you get a much higher response rate. So how can you actually break the pattern in cold email? We're going to dive into the sort of the meat and veg of this video. So one of the ways you can do that is with an unconventional format. So what I mean by this is everyone is sending their emails in the same way. Hey, first name, personalized line, case study. Would you be interested in 15 minutes in your calendar? Don't send it like this. Think of a different way to format it. Don't have the same spacing. Maybe clump some sentences together, space some sentences out. Anything that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Maybe it looks like a text message. I'm not sure. Test out different variations of formatting, and this is a good way of breaking the pattern. Another way is an intentional spelling mistake. Now, I get a lot of heat for this by saying this. By the way, this is not original ideas from me. I'm just repeating stuff that I've learned myself. But an intentional spelling mistake is another really powerful way of doing it, because it looks like you've just blasted the mail from your iPhone, which makes it seem a lot more personal and a lot more like you've just sent it directly to them. Your effort has been put into it, and it's not just been blasted from an automation software as part of 1,000 other emails. And what I mean by this is not something stupid, but maybe shortening a word, maybe shortening thanks to THX or let me know to LMK, something along those lines. Definitely helps to break the pattern, and it also helps to increase your status as well. I always say this, but imagine a message that you received from your boss. If you ever worked in a corporate environment, you know that your bosses, your managers, do not send perfectly formatted messages. They send the quickest message that they can to convey the information, because they're a high status individual that has a lot going on. So you need to remember that, and if you can emulate that and you can emulate that status, then you're going to find a lot of success with getting people's replies and also having that frame. So when you actually book them on a call, they're going to think that you're a high status individual. Another thing you can do is say something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit weird, anything to break the pattern. If you've got something that's unique or very peculiar about your service, then mention it, try it out, why not? You can also try things like a meme. I know a lot of guys on Twitter, especially, shout out to Bowtied Sales Guy, who is a big fan of the Kermit meme. I think he actually pioneered that. Can't say exactly. But the Kermit meme is a really great example. If someone's ignoring your messaging, then it's great for a follow because it breaks the pattern. People are not expecting to receive a Kermit meme or a GIF in their inbox, and I find it a fantastic way of getting an answer. Whether positive or negative, you're still going to get a response from them. Another way, which is a pretty simple way, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, is with personalization. Personalization is a great way of breaking the pattern, using their first name, using their company name, using a compliment, using their industry, anything to make it look like the email was really handwritten and it's been a lot of time and effort put into that email. If you can do that with personalization, then fantastic. Another one is highlighting a pain point that your ICP faces and calling them out. As I mentioned, humans are programmed to see things that are a threat to them. So if you're a sales manager in a company and you're not hitting your target, that is a threat to you. That's a threat to your livelihood. That is a threat to your life. So if you call out that pain point, then you're much more likely to get a response from them, and you're breaking the pattern of their day to day. So a little bit of practice that you can go away, a little bit of homework that you can go and try and do. Go to your inbox right now and look at the emails that you've been sent. What's the first email that catches your attention, and which one have you actually clicked on? Why? What made you click? Think about it consciously. What made you click on that email? And if it's something good, then emulate it in your cold email. Take the emails that you receive and break them into good or bad. What caught your attention and what didn't. Break it down into these emails caught my attention. Why did they catch my attention? These emails didn't catch my attention. Why didn't they catch my attention? So then you know what not to do and you know what to do. And what you should do is you should rewrite some of the emails that you receive into something that you think would make you open. So if you get a B2B service email, cold email from a business, and it's potentially of use to you, but the cold email absolutely sucks, then rewrite it in a way that would
make you want to open that and rewrite it in a way that would make you want to respond. So yeah, so that's it really. That's the pattern interrupts. Pretty quick video. But yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've got any specific questions about pattern interrupts or how you can implement them. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. I'm going to be dropping so much free game on this channel, so much value. So if you're interested in cold email, cold outreach, marketing or sales, then as I mentioned, hit a like, hit the subscribe, and you will see these videos more often. Cheers, thanks for watching, and have a great day.